Imagine landing an incredible 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike. You'd think they would be shouting your name from the rooftops, but instead, they disappear as if you owe them money. Meanwhile, Adidas enters the scene, building anticipation as if they have been waiting for this moment their entire lives. Welcome to the Caitlin Clark saga, as Clark breaks records outside, and Adidas is supporting her like, "Hey Nike." Nike has been as silent as your phone during a dull meeting. That seems like a crazy basketball reality show, but it has a lot more footwear and fewer dramatic exits. Believe me when I say that the drama around the sponsorship is becoming hotter quickly, and you won't want to miss what Adidas has planned next. Perhaps this is the revolution women's basketball has been waiting for, playing chess while Nike plays tic-tac-toe. However, before we go any farther down this rabbit hole, do yourself a favor. Click like, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications. Let's get started. When Nike signed Caitlin Clark to that historic 8-year, $28 million contract, it was like winning the sports lottery. However, what she accomplished in her debut season was nothing short of incredible. Trust me, you'll want to stay for this one. Not only did Clark break the pattern, she destroyed it. And now every WNBA player, not even the GOATs, has been able to pull off these feats, whether in their rookie season or their finest year ever. The reason Caitlin Clark is so dangerous is that, although she may appear easy, she is a player who can carry the entire sport on her shoulders. If basketball had a cheat code, it would be named Caitlin Clark because of her incredible performances, which are almost unfair. The other teams, to be honest, are probably searching Google for ways to stop Caitlin Clark in a state of desperation. The most absurd thing is that, as the WNBA is being transformed, Clark is leading the charge, driving the change like she is in the fast lane with no speed limit. Let's face it, guys, Caitlin Clark failed to simply have an excellent rookie season in the WNBA. Clark had an incredible season that has people still in shock. She didn't just walk into the league. Rather, she kicked down the doors and declared her intention to change the game. Let's start with the numbers because they speak for themselves. Think about that for a moment. Not only is Clark scoring a ton of points, but she also set a record for the most assists in a single season. Not only did Clark play brilliantly, but she also made sure her teammates shone. That's the epitome of a complete player. She also chose to break the rookie scoring record out of fun, demonstrating her range and ease of scoring, but there's more. Clark also became the. When SportsCenter finally announced the Rookie of the Year, was anyone surprised? Of course not. Caitlin Clark not only broke rookie records, but also set new league records. She scored more points as a guard in a single season than anyone before her. And her 337 assists. Well, that's a new WNBA record as well. And just when you thought she was done, she became the first rookie to hit 103 points. For those who aren't deep in basketball stats, a triple-double means she had double digits in points, rebounds, and assists in one game. Not bad for someone just getting started, right? Here's where it gets crazy. You would think that after signing Clark to a massive 8-year, $28 million deal, Nike would be yelling her name from every rooftop. But since April, Nike has been acting as if they forgot they signed one of the best rookies to ever play in the WNBA. Clark has scored 17 points in a single season, so it's not a big deal, just making history again. Without any advertisements, promos, or opulent billboards, it appears as though they have chosen to ignore their own superstar. But Nike has been promoting other celebrities like Diana Taurasi and Wilson on social media. It's no secret that Caitlin Clark's followers are unhappy. They've noticed, and they're not getting any love. People are always asking questions on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok like, "Hey Nike, where's Caitlin?" Threw this enormous party for her, but they forgot to invite her in person. This is awkward right now. Let's go back a little to when Clark was still playing college ball at Iowa. Nike was all over her. They put up massive billboards when she broke NCAA scoring records, hyping her like she was their next big thing. They even had that epic billboard with the slogan, "If you break it, you own it." However, now that she's in the WNBA, they've been strangely silent. This is confusing, and people are beginning to ask questions. This is where the plot thickens. While Nike is out here napping, Adidas is awake and prepared to play. Yeah, Adidas, the rival brand, is out here. As if Coke were supporting Pepsi, it would never happen. Yet, here we are. Adidas has been positioning itself as the brand that truly supports women athletes, and they're not afraid to show it. So what's going on at Nike? Some people think it's because they're too busy promoting other athletes. But come on, there's plenty of spotlight to go around. Others are speculating that it might have something to do with internal politics or even bigger company issues. Adidas is giving shout-outs to Clark as though they signed her themselves. Are Adidas trying to steal Nike's thunder? Are they sitting back watching Nike fumble and thinking, this is our chance? Nike's stock has experienced a 20% decline. This year, they've made some changes to their hiring and firing policies. But whatever the reason, their silence about Caitlin Clark is beginning to appear like a serious mistake. Interestingly, this is about Nike's handling of women's sports, not just Clark. They're treating one of the game's biggest names like just another player. But she could revolutionize the WNBA, and fans are calling Nike out for it. This is rapidly becoming a social media storm. And let's not forget that Billie Jean King, the tennis legend and Adidas ambassador, has recently joined the discussion. After Clark won Rookie of the Year, King gave her a huge shout-out, calling her a generational talent, which, let's be honest, is a really high compliment. But here's the enormous deal. The fact that a legend like Billie Jean King recognized Clark's greatness was widely celebrated on social media. It was the kind of moment that made people sit up and take notice. King wasn't just congratulating Clark casually either. She made it clear that he is a game changer, a player you don't see every day. But King didn't stop there. She also issued a warning to the WNBA veterans. King is an Adidas ambassador, asking them not to throw away the opportunity to play with someone as great as Clark. This happened after a drama that occurred during the season when Chicago Sky player Chandler made a cheap shot at Clark during a game. It wasn't basketball. It was just plain dirty play, and Carter never said sorry. King's message was very clear. This new generation of players, led by Clark, is the league's future, and the veterans need to take that into consideration. She said that you have to lead by example, because kids are watching, and that this is our generation's chance to make history. Don't let resentment get in the way of playing ball. Instead, play it for fun. King was 100% correct. Players like Caitlin are at a crossroads in the WNBA. It can only be carried by Clark. Going ahead, the question now is what Nike will do about it. Will they wake up and start giving Clark the credit she deserves? Or will they allow Adidas to swoop in and steal the show? Clark isn't just breaking records. She's drawing attention to women's basketball in a way that hasn't been done before. Given that Adidas is out here supporting women's sports more than Nike is, it appears as though Nike is losing a huge opportunity. Adidas is willing and able to be the brand that supports women's sports. The entire scenario is forcing people to reconsider how brands deal with female athletes. Signing a contract alone isn't enough. In the end, this isn't just about one player. It's about the larger picture of how major brands treat women's sports. Fans want to see their favorite players being promoted, celebrated, and respected. And if Nike isn't going to do that for Caitlin Clark, then it seems like Adidas might. If Nike doesn't act quickly, they run the risk of losing more than just Caitlin Clark. They could also lose the faith and allegiance of supporters who want to see female athletes receive the recognition they deserve. Clark has proven herself on the court. She's broken records, won awards, and brought in more fans to the WNBA than anyone could have imagined. So why isn't Nike shouting her name from the rooftops? Fans now want more from women in sports. More acknowledgement, more encouragement, and more promotion. What will happen next? What fans are really wondering is, what do we as supporters expect from the brands that sponsor our favorite athletes? Are we okay with them sitting on the sidelines? Or do we expect them to celebrate and promote the incredible achievements of players like Caitlin Clark? Will Nike wake up and realize they have a superstar on their hands? Or will they continue to let Adidas creep in and make them look like they're not paying attention? One thing's for sure, fans are watching closely, and they're not going to let this one slide. Get their act together. They may end up losing this game. In reality, though, this is more about how we support women's sports going forward. If we want to see more headlines, records, and recognition for female athletes, we must start demanding it. Are you ready for this change, which is inevitable, and which brands better prepare to keep up with? Tell us what you think Nike should do. Should Adidas continue to hype and more? Kathy Clark, let us know what you think by leaving a comment below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe to avoid missing the next exciting development in our sports saga. I appreciate you watching.